Dear students, let us begin with the third part of the lesson on India and G20, in which we will discuss about the different summits held under India's G20 presidency. Let us discuss about Voice of Global South Summit. India hosted the groundbreaking Voice of Global South Summit, attended by 125 countries of the Global South, uniting Global South countries to discuss pressing issues. This visionary initiative, inspired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's motto and India's belief in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, tackled the impact of global events like COVID-19, the Ukraine conflict, debt, food and energy security that disproportionately affect the developing world. It filled a crucial gap left by existing platforms. The Voice of Global South Summit is India's effort to create a shared platform for discussing the concerns, interests and priorities of developing nations. It fosters idea exchange and unites these countries in addressing their shared challenges. India, during its G20 presidency, aims to globally acknowledge and incorporate the valuable insights from the summit, capitalizing on this special opportunity to influence G20 discussions. India is representing the voice of the voiceless in the Global South and has developmental programs in 78 developing countries. Let us discuss about Energy Transitions Ministerial Meeting at Goa. At the G20 Energy Ministers meeting during India's presidency, key accomplishments were made, such as adopting a robust outcome document, creating high-level voluntary principles for hydrogen, and a strong focus on hastening energy transitions, notably with 85% of recent capacity additions in renewables. The meeting emphasized tailoring energy transitions and climate actions to each country's circumstances, highlighting technology sharing, affordable financing for developing nations, and universal energy access. Hydrogen agreements promoted open trade in low carbon solutions, and discussions focused on speeding up storage and carbon capture technologies. The summit was deemed a success, with India praised for its organized ministerial efforts and the launch of a Green Hydrogen Innovation Center by the International Solar Alliance. Let us discuss about Delhi Leaders Summit, Climate and Climate Financing. The G20 nations responsible for 79% of global emissions agreed to triple the global renewable energy capacity by 2030. They also reached an agreement on India's proposal for a voluntary action plan on doubling the rate of energy efficiency. A groundbreaking figure of $5.9 trillion for green financing requirements was proposed for developing nations to emphasize climate financing. Let us discuss about multilateral developmental banks. An independent expert group was established to provide recommendations for bolstering multilateral developmental banks and improving its efficiency in confronting 21st century challenges. India facilitated a consensus on a debt relief framework for Zambia, Ghana and Ethiopia, addressing their financial challenges. Let us discuss about millets. The G20 meeting of agricultural chief scientists during India's presidency supported the launching of the Millets and Other Ancient Grains International Research Initiative. India is among the top 5 exporters of millets in the world, and Indian millets are finding a lot of favor and flavor abroad. The top 2 importers for Indian millets are in the Middle East, the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. Let us discuss about Biofuel Alliance. As many as 19 countries and 12 international organizations have already agreed to join the Global Biofuel Alliance. Leaders of Singapore, Bangladesh, Italy, US, Brazil, Argentina, Mauritius and UAE were present during the launch. This initiative positions biofuels as a cornerstone of the energy transition, driving job creation and economic growth. It also accelerates existing Indian biofuel programs like PM G-20 Yojana, SATAT and Govardhan scheme. The International Energy Agency predicts substantial growth in biofuels by 2050 due to net zero goals, offering India significant opportunities. Let us discuss about India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor. The India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor project was signed at the G20 summit in New Delhi. It holds significant geopolitical and economic implications for India. The project forms part of the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. PGII is a values-driven, high-impact and transparent infrastructure partnership to meet the enormous infrastructure needs of low and middle income countries. IMEC is viewed as a possible counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative in the Eurasian region. It could help offset China's increasing influence, especially in areas historically aligned with the United States. IMEC bypasses Pakistan, breaking its veto over India's overland connectivity to the west, a hurdle persistently faced in the past. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far in this lesson. India's G20 presidency showcased its growing role in global affairs, influencing discussions on key issues. India's leadership left a significant mark, creating opportunities for India to play a pivotal role in shaping global policies and fostering international collaboration. India promoted sustainable development, focusing on clean energy, climate action and biodiversity conservation. Despite being a developing country and not a permanent member of UN Security Council, the world is looking at India as a reliable partner and a global leader. India is seen by the rest of the world as a representative of the global South. India is not only a rule follower, but it is also a rule shaper and rule maker. Dear students, in this course we discuss the basic and fundamental ideas, principles, objectives, internal and external factors, challenges and opportunities that determine India's foreign policy. We saw how India's aim is to promote and protect its national interest, maintain sovereignty, protect its diaspora, promote international peace and arms reduction, achieve economic and national development, oppose discrimination and colonialism. India's foreign policy since its independence has focused on idealistic principles such as peaceful coexistence, independence of decision making, promoting world order based on equality, rendering support to the United Nations, advocating peaceful settlement of disputes and extending bilateral and multilateral cooperation at regional and global levels. Over the last few weeks, we have discussed about how India's foreign policy choices were influenced by the Cold War politics that defined its political, economic and security relations with other states. We also discussed how India's nuclear test in 1998 and its steady economic performance have changed not only its perception of itself, but the world's perception of India. We examined on one hand how India is reorienting its policy towards its neighbors, and on the other hand how it is transcending its presence from its region to the rest of the world. We explained how India is recognized by the world as one of the rising powers. India is seen as not only a rule taker, but also a rule maker and a rule shaper, and India is seen as a responsible country and reliable partner. We examined challenges and opportunities faced by India while pursuing its relations with major powers such as the United States, Russia and China. Further, we focused on India's bilateral relations with neighboring countries, its role in SAARC and in inter-regional grouping such as BBIN, BIMSTEC and BCIM. The course also analyzed India's role at regional and international levels such as United Nations, NAM, ASEAN, IPSA, BRICS, SCO, IORA and Quad. The course also examined India's role in global issues such as world trade regime, climate change, nuclear power, terrorism, intellectual property rights and global governance. I hope that through this course you understood how India's foreign policy plays a significant role in the globalized world. Thank you.